So, first kind of story of the day, DJ Clark Kent, the rap producer and hip-hop elder statesman, known as God's favorite DJ, has died at the age of 58 after a 3-year battle with colon cancer. His family made this statement: "It is with deep sadness that we share the passing of the beloved Rodolfo A. Franklin, known to the world as DJ Clark Kent. Clark passed away Thursday evening, surrounded by his devoted wife, 𝗘𝗘𝗧𝗦, daughter, 𝗑𝗘𝗧, and son, Antonio. Clark quietly and valiantly fought a 3-year battle with colon cancer while continuing to share his gifts with the world. The family is grateful for everyone's love, support, and prayers during this time and asks for privacy as they process this immense loss." Initial thoughts?
Legendary in hip-hop, in the shoe game. He was a shoe connoisseur. He has always been associated with it. You know, the two, incredible shoe collection and all of his stories from...
He had his own shoes, too.
Yes, he had his own joints. And, you know, you should love to hear him talk about the Biggie era and Reasonable Doubt and Jay and, you know, how they were putting that album together. And, you know, he's just legendary, incredible DJ, made some heat from a producer standpoint. He's just always somebody that's been associated with hip-hop since I can remember. So
since he was very young.
Yes.
He actually did his first gig with Grandmaster Flash. I want to say he was like 11 or 12.
That's crazy.
And he thought that he was getting on there to play a couple records, and he ended up letting him play like 30.
It's a big deal.
At that point, he went home and told his grandmother, "This is what I want to do for the rest of my life." And I mean, he's legendary in more than one outfit, though. You know what I'm saying? That's what's crazy.
True.
And you know, they say that I mean, everybody's death affects you some way, shape, or form, especially from the culture, but certain ones hit a little deeper than other ones.
Yeah.
And this one, I had no idea that he was even suffering through colon cancer. And it's just a true testament for everybody, friends, family, in between, that just stay on top of, you know, these screenings. We're all getting older. We have to be diligent about our health, because some of this stuff is avoidable. I don't know his exact situation.
Right.
But I know that a lot of people let things go dormant or just think they're Superman and don't do anything about it till it's too late. So definitely rest in peace to him.
You know what? One of the things that I loved hearing Clark Kent be interviewed, especially when he talked about the DJ game and what technology meant to the DJ game, you know, and he had specifically in his writer, "I need this equipment, and if you don't have this equipment, I'm not going to play here." And he refused to play on controllers. That was his thing. He didn't mess with the sync button. You know, it had to be real turntables. And, you know, he got to this very high price gig, and he showed up and there was a controller there, and he went home. And, you know, you got to give it up for somebody that stands by, you know, their certain level of artistic integrity. Yeah. You know, some people could say, "Oh, yeah, he's stuck in a certain place." Whatever. If you are DJ Clark Kent and you have a standard and you are willing to stand by your standard, you know, you already got your deposit. You know, and there's nothing you could do about it. It was in the paperwork, so he just took it on to the crib. DJs can come and go. You know, if I've lived in a couple of big cities, this is being the one I spend most of Indianapolis. I spent most of my time in, and a lot of the DJs who were, you know, on top of the game, like, they're still out there, but you know, they're not as frequently seen as they once were. Clark was one of those guys that was still just, he might as well, he was still at the top of his game. Yeah. You know, like I said, and it used to be 58 seemed so old. You'd be like, if I'm 58, oh, wow, I'm going to have grandkids, I'm going to be sitting in a rocking chair. But then, you know, you see somebody like Clark Kent that doesn't look that much different than you. Yeah. You know, as far as like, you know, being able to move around and be close to the culture, if you will. And so it just makes you feel like, you know, we don't have time to be out here playing. You know, let's make the best of all the days that we are given, and do things to the best of our ability while we're here. And that's what Clark Kent did.
100%.
I want to shout out, we had a Patreon member that passed from the same exact thing too.
Yeah,
sure did.
Yeah.
The flood.
Yeah, the flood. Yeah. Shout out to him.
It's, you know, it's just crazy because, you know, we'll still see his name pop up in certain things. But yeah, man, just this cancer is not to be played with. You know, luckily, and screenings do help. You know, because, you know, when I believe I was going to the 9th grade, my father was diagnosed with colon cancer, but they literally caught it that early. You know, this is, like I said, I'm 47. This was when I was in the 9th grade, and he's still here with us because he caught it early.
Right.
Man, thank God. That's crazy.
There you go.
That's important. But definitely a true pioneer to the game. like I said, he transcended generations too. As far as, I mean, some people first heard him producing for Biggie.
Yep.
There's a lot of people that didn't even really know that he was a producer, but know him from the shoe game. Like younger people are familiar with DJ Clark Kent drops and collabs and things like that. So,
I have a short little reader here. So he was born in Panama, actually. And he first found notoriety in the late 80s in New York as a DJ for Dana Dane. 89, he remixed Spread My Wings by the New Jack Swing group Troop. But his big break would not come until 6 years later when he produced Player's Anthem by Junior Mafia from their 1995 debut, Conspiracy. The track featured both Biggie and first ever appearance from Lil' Kim. The following year, he produced 3 songs on Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt, Cashmere Thoughts Coming of Age and Brooklyn's Finest, the latter featuring Biggie. It's also said, this is in like a little parentheses, it's also said that Kent was introduced Jay-Z to Rockefeller co-founder Dame Dash. Kent continued his production work with Biggie's Sky's the Limit, scored the biggest of his career with Mariah Carey's Loverboy, which peaked at number 2 on Billboard Hot 100. The most recent, I think, is Lil Pump and Kanye's. He contributed to the I Love It record when they were with those big...
with the shoulders. Yeah.
I love it, yeah. So, but yeah.
Sky's the limit, man.
Yeah,
classic, bro. He got some those are classic records, man, especially Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah, so rest in peace to DJ Clark Kent. Definitely a legend. Thoughts with his family.
Sure.
absolutely.